Welcome to the Japan Gallery. Now we're visiting a gallery from the country of Japan. And do you see, does everybody, if you see a tree branch, clap your hands. And if you see a flower on the tree branches, clap your hands. What color is the flower on the tree branch?
White.
Yeah, you're right. And you know, this is a fruit tree branch, and a flower is the beginning of the fruit. The sweet flower, it smells so good. Someday it grows and becomes a sweet, delicious fruit. And if something happens and the flower gets broken off, there is no sweet, delicious fruit right there. So we just have to hope that flower stays so we can all enjoy sweet, delicious fruit. Okay, come follow me now, and we're gonna look at a Japanese tea house. So this is a Japanese tea house. What do you think gets made in this tea house? What might get made? Tea, you're so right, Avi. And this was made in Japan and brought here so we could all see it. Well, I'm not allowed in it and you're not allowed in it, but special people who know how to make Japanese tea are sometimes allowed in it for a special ceremony. But if you see, when you look around this tea house from Japan, where you think the kitchen is, where you think they might be making the tea, put your finger on your nose. Do you see where? Okay, everybody point to it. Let's point to where they make the tea. And you know, if you had a kitchen in Japan, you might make tea and you also might make something delicious called a rice ball. Have you ever heard of a rice ball?
No.
Well, Japanese people take rice and they put yummy things in them. Sometimes they're sweet. Do you like to eat sweet things?
Yeah. But why they sweet things?
Well, because some people like to eat sweet things, and sometimes they're salty. Does anybody like to eat salty things?
Me.
Oh, me too. I like sweet things and salty things. And so if I wanted to make a rice ball, here's what I would do. I would take a scoop of rice, and I would take my other hand like this, and I would go, rice ball, rice ball. So let's all take our hands and make our scoopers. Everybody make little scoopers. Let's see. Good job. And we're going to go, and you can sing it with me. Rice ball, rice ball. Really good. And we're going to do it 2 times each time we do it in the story. So try one more time. Ready? Rice ball, rice ball. Perfect. 2 times is just the right amount of times. And you know what? If you were in Japan and you were taking a little trip, you could take some rice balls with you because they're so convenient, they're so good to eat, and they remind you of home, and they're easy to carry around. Well, long, long ago in Japan, there were 2 neighbors, and one of the neighbors was a kind old man with a smile on his face, and the other neighbor was a stingy, greedy old man with a scowl on his face. And the stingy, greedy one, he wanted everything for himself. He was so mean that in the middle of the night, he would tiptoe over to the kind old man's garden, and he would pluck off all the flowers from his beautiful peach tree so that no peaches would grow. And then in the summer, the mean old man would sit in his garden and eat delicious, juicy peaches, and the juice would run down his chin. And the nice neighbor would wonder how come his tree didn't have any peaches. Well, one day, the sweet old man said to his wife, "Today, I would like to take a walk. Will you please make me some rice balls? And I can take them for a snack. Now get your rice ball makers ready." And she did. Rice ball, rice ball. Really good job. And he went on his walk. And as he was walking, he got hungry. And he took out one of his rice balls to eat it, and it fell on the ground and it rolled away. Koro, 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 koro. And he heard a little voice. Get your rice balls ready. He heard a little voice and it sang, rice ball, rice ball. 1 roly poly rice ball. Rice ball, rice ball. 1 roly poly rice ball. Well, the old man listened, and he took out his other rice ball, and he was about to eat it, and he thought, I wonder who it was who who made that sound? I think I'll drop my rice ball and let it roll away. And he did. Koro, 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 koro. And he heard the voice again. It went, ready? Rice ball, rice ball. Roly poly rice ball. Ready? Rice ball, rice ball. 2 roly-poly rice balls. Well, the kind old man followed that voice, and he bent down to the ground, and he peeped into a hole, and who popped out but a little mouse. Thank you for those rice balls. Those were absolutely delicious. Oh, I was happy to share them with you. I'm glad you enjoyed them. I am so enjoying these rice balls. I'm going to give you a present. And the little mouse went down into the hole, and he brought up a little tiny box, and he brought up a great big box. Now you can pick. You can pick the little box or the big box as a thank you from me for your rice balls. And the kind old man, well, he didn't want to be greedy. He didn't want to take the great big box. So he took the little tiny box, and off he went home. And when he got home and he put it on his kitchen table, he and his wife opened it up, and it was full of the most wonderful things. There were fruits and candies and jewels and silks. And oh, after a while, the greedy, mean neighbor, he heard that the kind neighbor had a treasure box, and he came on over. I hear you got a treasure box. How'd you get a treasure box? And the nice man said, oh, I made rice balls and I dropped them on the ground, and this little mouse in the hole offered me a gift. And before before he went back to his home in the hole, and before he got to tell them, the greedy neighbor, to take the small box, the greedy neighbor had already run home. Wife, I'm gonna take a walk. I want some rice balls, but don't use the good rice. I want you to go to the garbage and get the old rotten rice from last week and make me some rice balls. And she made it with the old rotten rice, and he took them, and he went down the path just to where the kind neighbor had told him. And he took out one rice ball, and he dropped it on the ground, and it rolled away. Koro, 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 koro. Get your rice balls ready. And he heard the sound. Rice ball, grimy, slimy rice ball. Rice ball, one grimy, slimy rice ball. And the mean old man took out the other rice ball and rolled it down, and he heard the sound, koro, 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 koro. And get your rice balls ready. Rice ball, grimy, slimy rice ball. Rice ball, 2 grimy, slimy rice balls. And the old man went over to the mouse hole, just where his kind neighbor had said he would be, and out popped the mouse. Those rice balls were rotten. Good enough for a mouse. Now where's my treasure? And so the little mouse went down, and he put up first a small box, and then a great big box. And the mean neighbor was greedy. Does anybody have an idea which box he took home? Which one, Genevieve?
The big one.
The big one, because he wanted everything for himself. And he took it home, and he put it on his kitchen table. And his wife and he opened the box. But this time when the box got open, out came snakes. And out came mosquitoes, bzz, sting, and out came bees, and out came scorpions with stinging tails, and they started to chase the stingy old man and his wife. And the stingy and mean old man and his wife went running far away with all of those scary creatures. Both of them ran away, and they both ran away as fast as they could with all those animals chasing after them.
Were they both bad?
They were naughty. They weren't generous. And the kind old man and his wife, they lived in their house eating delicious ripe peaches, which now grew on their tree every summer. And they all lived happily ever after. Clap for yourselves for making such great rice balls. Yay!